we are going to start a new topic on friction. Okay, we have some good amount of sums. Let's see how to solve this one. This is my GATE 2001 mark. Okay, on topic friction. Okay, fine. The question is a steel wheel of 600 mm diameter. Okay, fine. Let me draw a wheel. Okay, this is my wheel, my center point. This is my floor. Okay, and now on a horizontal steel rail, this is my steel rail, this is my wheel. Okay, it carries a load of 500 Newton. Okay, I can say this as 500 Newton. The coefficient of rolling resistance is 0.3 mm. The coefficient of rolling resistance which is having mm unit. Okay, it is not represented here. Okay, the force in Newton necessary to roll the wheel along the rail is, what is my to find F? What is the force which is required to roll the wheel? I need some force to roll the wheel, and what is that force? That's the question. Before going to the problem, we need to know before going to the problem, we need to know the formula. Formula for rolling friction of wheel. It's nothing but weight divided by radius into rolling friction coefficient. This is very important formula. And the concept is very simple. See, whenever you have a wheel which is on the steel rail, it is not a point contact, that is a surface contact. Okay, people will have a misconception. They will think that is a point contact. No, it is a surface contact. Surface contact in a sense, suppose if my surface is here to here, my contact surface is here. Okay, do you know what is the distance between this contact surface and this? That is nothing but 0.3. Okay, that is what it says. Okay, that is what it says. The 0.03 mm is my coefficient of rolling resistance. Okay, that is what my 0.3. So I know my 0.3, I know my weight, and I know my radius. If I know this 3, I can easily calculate my force in Newton. Okay, friction force. Okay, rolling friction of wheel, which is nothing but W by R into frictional friction coefficient of rolling resistance, that is mu R. I'm representing like that. So I know my, according to my given, what is the weight, which is nothing but 500 Newton. What is the radius? The diameter is 600 mm. So my radius is 300 mm. 300 into mu R is nothing but 0.3 mm. This is also mm. Okay, so my answer is going to be, here I will cancel and this 3 will cancel, it will become 0.1, and so it is 0.5 Newton. mm cancels each other. So my answer is 0.5 Newton. Okay, this is an interesting sum. The figure shows a pair of pin joined gripper tongues holding an object weighing 2000 Newton. Right. The coefficient of friction is mu. At the gripping surface is nothing but 0.1, which is given. Is the line of x-axis, the line of input force. Okay. Now it is here. It is a line of input force. Y is the line of the gripping force. Y is the line of the gripping force. Okay. If the pin joint is assumed to be frictionless, this is frictionless. This is frictionless. And the magnitude of force required to hold the weight is, okay, there is a weight which is 2000 Newton, and it is a very simple, like what you can say, it's like a gripper, you know. My hand, this is my one hand, and this is another hand. If I apply some pressure, I can hold an object. Okay, so very simple. Okay, so first thing that I need to do is free body diagram for the block, which is at 2000 Newton. Okay, just because this block is holded by this tongs, so I can say there is a normal force, or the force which is applied here. As a result of this force, I will experience one normal force here. As a result of this force, I will experience another normal force here, that is here. Okay, n, I can say this is also my n. Okay, and there is a friction force between this tongue surface and the surface of the block. That is nothing but, here I can say there is one frictional force, and here another frictional force, right? By simple resolving forces, what I can say, summation of vertical force is nothing but, the body is at red, so I can say it is my 0. So I can say 2F is equal to 2000 Newton, right? So F, which is equal to 1000. This is the known one first. Secondly, resolving my horizontal forces, which is equal to 0. So what I can say, n which is equal to n. This is not needed. Okay, n which is equal to n. This is not needed at all. But my frictional force formula is F which is equal to mu dot n. This is my frictional force formula. So my F, I know my F, that is 1000. This is equal to, what is my mu? This is already given, it is 0.1 into n, right? So what is my n now? N is nothing but 10,000 Newton. So we found out from this block, we found out the value of the frictional force and the normal force which is acting as a result of the force which is applied. So now our question is, what is the force which is required? So we know, since we know the normal force, it's very easy for us to find the force which is applied there. Okay, let's see how to find that one. Before I will find, I need to draw the diagram, free body diagram. Okay, this is my force which is applied here. As a result of that, I'll be having one normal force here. As a result of this normal force, I have one more normal force here. So I no need to consider this because I have already considered that for the block. As a result of this force, I have one normal force in this direction, right? If I apply my force, I will experience one normal force here in this direction. Okay, and this is my center point. Okay, what is the distance between these two? Which is given as 300 mm. This one is 150 mm. Okay, if I apply moment at this point, I will consider this is my pin, right? So I will consider it as O. If I apply my moment here, what I can say it as 0.3. The object is rotating in the clockwise is positive for me. Okay, so 0.3 F, it is rotating in the anti-clockwise is negative, so it is this n into 0.15, which is equal to 0, right? So I know what is my value of n. So this is 0.3 F minus 1 10,000 into 0.15, which is equal to 0. So my answer is going to be is nothing but 1500. So what I will get, F is equal to 5000 Newton. This is going to be my answer. The very important thing is we need to know how to draw the free body diagram and how my normal force is acting here. That's it. Okay, the ratio of tension of a tight side of the slag ride in a flat belt drive is, it's a very simple thing. See, suppose this is my roller, one roller A, this is my roller B, and this is my belt. Okay, this is my belt, which is rotating in this direction. Okay, this is my belt which is rotating here. You might have seen somewhere in your laboratory, or there is a, in our lathe machine you'll be having one belt here and two pulleys were there. Just assume that one side it is very tight. Okay, this is tight one, and this side it is loose. That is what they said in the question. Okay, the ratio of the tight side to that other slack side in the flat belt. Let me say this is my tight side. So in the tight side I am having some sort of tension. Okay, some sort of tension. So let's say this is my tension T1 and this is my tension T2. The tension formula is nothing but T1 by T2, which is equal to e power mu theta. Theta is nothing but lap angle and mu is the coefficient of friction. Okay, so with this formula we can easily solve this sum by, what is the ratio of tension of the tight side to the slack side is nothing but an exponential product of the coefficient of, this is nothing, it's not about the concept, it's about the formula sum. Again, it's a memory based sum. Okay, if you know this formula you can easily attend this question. Okay, let's see how to solve this problem. A block of mass m is released from point P. Okay, there is a block and it is released from the block B. It is moving in this direction on a rough inclined plane with an inclined angle theta, which is given in the diagram shown in the figure below. The coefficient of friction is mu. Okay, the coefficient of friction is mu, which is given, which is less than tan theta. Then the time taken by the block to reach another point Q. What is the time which will be taken by them to reach this position? Okay, what is the time which will be taken by this block? T, which is equal to what? Okay, the PQ, the distance between the PQ is S, which is given. Okay, as we have studied in this Newton's law, we know S is equal to ut plus half at square. Now we need to find what? T, time we need to find. Do we know what is the acceleration? We don't know what is the acceleration, but we know what is S is, as it is we are going to put as S, and our initial velocity is going to be 0. So S, which is equal to half a t square. The only thing I need to find is what is my a, acceleration. Okay, so before finding the acceleration, let me draw the free body diagram for this block. Okay, see, I will draw this two line, which is one is the horizontal to the block and perpendicular to the block. Okay, I have my mass mg right in this downward direction. If my mass mg in this direction, then what is this mg sin theta? I can call like this. This is my mg sin theta. And what is this mg? Mg cos theta, by resolving the forces. Okay, by after resolving, I know my acceleration in this direction, right? If my acceleration is in this direction, whichever the force in this direction is going to be my positive. Okay, acceleration is in this direction, then this direction is going to be my positive, this direction is going to be my negative. Okay, what is so I'll be having some sort of friction in this direction, okay? Between the floor and the block, I'll be having some friction. What is that friction? F is nothing but mu dot n. Okay, then what is my n? N is the normal force, which is nothing but mg cos theta. Okay, this is my block, this is my mg, this is n, this is actually mg cos theta, it is given here. This is mg cos theta. So what is my normal force? This is nothing but mg cos theta. Okay, fine. Let's see how to solve this one. So mg sin theta minus mu into mg cos theta, which is equal to, that is my net force which is acting here. This is my mg sin theta. This is my mu into mg cos theta, that is my frictional force, which is equal to my net force. Net force is nothing but ma, and this is my mg sin theta minus mu into mg cos theta. So mass will get cancelled. So my acceleration is nothing but g sin theta minus mu g cos theta, right? So I found my a. So what is s is equal to half into at square, right? So I know my a, so my work is to find t, right? Okay, s which is equal to half into g sin theta minus mu g cos theta into t square, right? So the t which is equal to root of 2s divided by g cos theta into tan theta minus mu, right? This is my answer. T is equal to 2s divided by g cos theta